Hello everybody, welcome back to Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you're all doing well. Today we got more stories coming at you from Reddit/idontworkherelady. So let's see if we can get some crazy ones today. I'm in the mood. Our first story is titled, Wants and Needs. Please forgive my typos. My neurologist put me on a new medication, and right now I'm not the sharpest tack in the box. This morning I was in the grocery store doing what people do in stores, shop. The craze of stocking up on items because of this whole situation we're dealing with. Market shelves are emptying faster than they can be filled. I was in the dairy aisle and yogurt was on sale because it had been sold before the expiration date. I love yogurt and took about 10, and yes, I had a couple pudding packs. I thought to myself if I really needed all the yogurt and said to myself, nah, I'll just put it back, along with a few other items. I really didn't need them and put them back. I looked in my shopping cart, looking to see if there was anything else I wanted, but didn't need. A woman was following me, and I noticed she was taking things I was putting back. The lady walks up behind me and says quietly, "Excuse me, I noticed you were putting stuff back. I guess you do this for the items that customers don't buy and leave with the cashiers, huh?" I realized she thought I was working stock there and putting stuff back in their proper places. Now, some of the stuff I needed, and a lot of it is what I wanted. I told her, "I'm just putting some unnecessary stuff away. Tell you what, go get the cart and take what you want." She rummaged through my cart and took some other items and began to take things like stewing beef and chicken quarters. The little girl sitting at the shopping cart seat was holding one of the yogurt cups I put back, ready to eat it. I said to the little girl that she would have to wait for mommy to pay for it before she ate it. She looked disappointed, but put it back in the cart. I looked in my cart and half my items were gone. The lady thanked me as she walked off with the items I needed for dinner tonight. Before I could say anything, she had walked off. I thought to myself that I could come back later and pick it up. I finished my shopping, went to the register, and paid. Put my bag groceries in the cart. As I walked to the door, the lady caught up with me and said, "Wait, hold up, sir. You aren't working stock and weren't restocking shelves?" No, ma'am, I don't work here. I was just going through my cart, putting stuff I really didn't need back." "But I took some of your meat and chicken. You can have it back." "I told you it was okay, and it looks like you need it more than I do. I can always work around what I don't have. It's no big deal," I said, looking at the girl in the shopping cart. The look on the mother's face was hard to explain, but you could see it in her eyes that she wanted to say thank you. I walked out and said bye to the little girl who was trying to open the yogurt again. No screaming woman telling me I work there and threatening me, or a screaming little brat. Just a thankful mother and a happy little girl. Like I said, ask yourself if things in your shopping cart is what you want and not what you need. Plus, you'll feel good about yourself. Yes, wholesome vibes. Wholesome vibes. We need more of these. And moving along, we might just have a crazy one on our hands, as it's titled, A Pleasant, Though Not Perhaps 100% Completely Wholesome, I Don't Work Here Lady. Many moons ago, I was a college student and went on spring break with a buddy to New Orleans. He was eager to party it up in the Big Easy. Strip clubs were part of that plan, and on our first night in town, we found ourselves at one of the nicest clubs on Bourbon Street. We entered and took a seat and were amazed by how friendly the girls were, especially to me. They didn't seem to be that chummy with the other guys in the place, so it had to be something about us that made us special. Now, no one has ever told me I was ugly, but I don't think I'm to die for handsome. Personally, I feel like I'm a cross between Peyton Manning and Christopher Eccleston, but no one else thinks that's the case. As time went by, all the girls in the joint have come over to say hi, rub my head, massage my shoulders, etc. Finally, one of them got a break and decided to spend it with me. She plopped down next to me and began a conversation that implied we'd known each other for ages. As I stared in silent confusion, a look of shock came over her face. "You aren't Travis, are you?" "Nope." It turns out that Travis was one of the bouncers at the club, and apparently I was a dead ringer for him. Like long-lost twin resemblance. I became popular all over again as all the girls returned to marvel at the likeness. We all had a good laugh about it, and lucky for me, Travis was beloved by all the girls, so their opinion of me started out in a pretty high place. But that wasn't the end of it. The girls decided that me and my buddy were cool and started to hang out with us during break times and slow periods. No dancing or money-changing hands, just sitting and having real conversations. over the next week, we came back several times and got to know some of them a bit. Some of them even offered to set us up with girls who would do more than just strip, but we politely declined. It was more fun to sit there and be the center of attention and watch all the other guys in the place try to figure out what mojo we had. I never did meet my look-alike twin Travis, but thanks for being a cool enough dude that it made people want to like me. And to Miss Asia, I've never forgotten you and the laughter we shared. I hope you and your little boy, who's got to be over 30 now, had a fabulous life. You know, in the time I've been on this channel, I've read a lot of different stories, but I can't have really anticipated that wholesome strip club story would have been one of them. Hey, at least it turned out well. And moving along, our next story is titled, My First Encounter with Karen. Backstory. I was born in Hawaii, and I've lived there until I moved, so I decided to move to a rural town in Georgia. I was also once married to a man from Russia, whose friend decided to be my godfather. If you will, his name is Vyacheslav. However, it's not his real name, for the sake of anonymity. I am tan, or gold-looking, if you will. Participants of the story are me, Vyacheslav / my godfather, an elderly woman, and Karen. So, I was setting up my house and needed to get some supplies such as milk, water, food, bird feed. I went to a store in town, a bit away from my house. As I was shopping, an elderly woman approached me in the pet food aisle and asked me kindly, "Excuse me, young lady, would you be a dear and help me get some dog chow?" Honestly, I didn't work here, but she was very elderly, so I nodded and got her the big bag of Rachel Ray Nutrish. I also decided to put dog treats in my cart, because she had a list similar to mine. While getting the dog treats, I was approached by a woman. You know the look, the attitude. A Karen, who decided that it was right to demand I do all of her shopping. Here's how it went down. "Excuse me, but you should do all of my shopping. I want you to get everything on my list." To which I replied, "I don't work here, and I don't know you or this store," which was the wrong thing to say to her. "Now listen here, you illegal. If you do not do my shopping, I will call the deportation agents. I don't have time for a stupid idiot not doing her work for $1. This got EW's attention. "Leave that poor girl alone and do your own shopping." This got Karen to grab my arm and drag me to a different aisle without my cart. "If you do not do my shopping, I will have my high-ranking military husband to kill you." To which I yanked my arm away and said in my native language, just a little aside, if I knew how to speak Hawaiian, I would say what's written here, but I don't, so we're just gonna move on. Which made her pull my hair and say, "Look, you stupid freaking brat, I don't like you using that Mexican speak in my presence, so either do my shopping or else." Which, as I went to speak again, she put her hand over my mouth. While she did this, Vyacheslav came down the aisle, to which I tried to get his attention. Very poorly, though, but he saw me. He acted like he was still going down the aisle, and he decided to turn around and flash a badge, then spoke. "Let go of my goddaughter. I will not have you bully people. Get off her or be escorted out in cuffs." Which made Karen back off before trying to make a stupid claim. "This is my daughter. She's being rather unruly, so I should punish her more." To which the EW came down the aisle to put an end to her lying. "Officer, this young girl was helping me shop, and Karen here threatened her. This girl is very sweet." Which got a manager's attention. "What seems to be the problem, folks?" Which got explained 3-1, which made the manager laugh. "Karen, leave the store. Finish shopping or not. I apologize to you three for having to deal with a case like this. I'll have her banned and tell the base commander what's happened, which will most likely land her in prison." But the Karen decided not to listen and threatened to call the police, which Vyacheslav flashed his badge and called for an on-duty officer to come remove Karen. That was this morning, sadly. I don't know if this is the right subreddit for the story, as I've never posted on Reddit before. Is there any way the situation could have been better handled? Edit. I'll try English on my own. I was corrected by Vyacheslav, that she said she'd have me fired or deported. I'm trying English without Google Translator, and it seems it has mixed up translations on the post. She did not threaten my life with a military husband, but rather have her military husband file the deportation papers against me. I do apologize. I'm not so good with English as I never went to school. I have basic words of English to speak a bit. I do apologize. I don't mean to infuriate anyone or upset them. I'm very much sorry. Hey, you know what? Not everyone knows the language, but reading the story, I was able to parse all of it. I'd say overall, your English is pretty okay. And with that last one out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today's life stories. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. My name is Trent, and I hope to see you guys soon.